Welcome to Min Benders. In this video, you will witness some mind-boggling compiled police pursuits and chases. So hold your gun, tighten your seatbelt, and enjoy the ride. October 14th, 2020, Federal Point, Arkansas. It was just another routine patrol for ASP Trooper Dylan Robbins until he spotted a spray-painted Range Rover heading westbound on Airport Road. A quick computer check flagged the tags as fake. This could mean one of two things: a stolen vehicle or a driver who shouldn't be on the road at all. Trooper Robbins pulled out to catch up, flicking on his emergency lights as he closed in for a split second. It seemed like the driver would comply and pull over, but no, the suspect had a change of heart and the chase was on. With the help of another officer, Trooper Robbins approached the stopped vehicle. In the driver's seat was 26-year-old Haley Hollingsworth, who wasn't moving or following orders. This led Trooper Robbins to use his baton to break the window and get inside. To be fair to Haley, she wasn't just being stubborn. Her door was actually jammed. Police decided to let her wait it out until fire and EMS could arrive with the right tools to open the door. Eventually, Haley was brought out on a stretcher and treated for minor injuries at a local hospital. So, why did she flee? Turns out she had a reason to panic. Haley's license was suspended, and she had multiple outstanding warrants. Court records showed that back in February 2020, she was arrested on 3 felony counts for second-degree forgery and theft over $1,000. After posting bail, she failed to appear in court and had been on the run ever since. If there's one lesson from watching these high-speed chases, it's that trying to outrun the Arkansas State Police is a losing game. This speed enthusiast in a GMC Sierra found that out the hard way. The reality is, if you're trying to escape in a pickup truck, you're never going to outrun those souped-up speed cruisers. The ASP will keep coming until one of 3 things happens. You run out of gas, your tires give out, or they pit you into oblivion.
Speed 98 coming up to the north interchange. We're going to be staying 40 eastbound.
Continue 40 eastbound, speed 98.
We're past 30 Bridge. We're still eastbound on I-40. State Police is taking over primary. I'm giving Lieutenant that we're staying with them.
Just drive, 40. If you get a chance, we get past this traffic. Hit him.
Very copy.
71 Little Rock, passing the 156, 107.
That's 156.7.
Hopefully they learn that the next time ASP lights them up pulling over is the only smart move, because when ASP asks nicely, they don't ask twice. December 5th, 2023. Miami-Dade County, Florida police were in pursuit of a stolen utility van speeding south on I-95. The story behind this wild ride is the driver had just escaped from a nearby mental health facility, making his getaway on foot, until he stumbled upon a car dealership with the keys conveniently left inside a van. Spotting the stolen van wasn't tough, and highway patrol officers soon caught up, kicking off a dangerous pursuit down the Florida freeway. A news helicopter overhead captured the chaos from above, giving us a view that ground-level dash cams couldn't. Watch as an officer moves in from behind, nearly sending the van spinning into the grassy median. He manages to spin the van, but the driver recovers and keeps going. The cat-and-mouse game continues until our trooper loses his front bumper in the chaos, taking him out of the chase. The news chopper stays locked onto the suspect while backup officers race to close the distance. Eventually, the suspect veers onto an overpass, stops the van, and jumps out. He runs to the edge, straddling the barrier and creating a tense moment where it looks like he might jump. Thankfully, he reconsiders and surrenders to the waiting officers. The suspect, identified as Jose Blani, was charged with grand theft, fleeing, and battery on law enforcement, among other offenses. If you think American police chases are intense, brace yourself for this dash cam footage from Russia. We're not sure exactly where in the motherland this pursuit took place, but one thing is certain: the driver of this car carrier was as drunk as a Soviet sailor and on the run. Russian officers were determined to end this reckless joyride, with one officer leaning out of the window like an action hero, taking shots at the truck's tires. It seems he hit his target, as the tires soon began to fail, showering the road with sparks. The chase continued, but it was clear the end was near. With shredded tires, the driver had no choice but to slow down and pull over. When the camera cuts back, he's already face down on the road, hands behind his back. Fun fact: in Russia, the legal blood alcohol limit is 0.2 grams per deciliter, much lower than the U.S. limit of 0.8 grams per deciliter. Safe to say, this truck driver was well over that threshold. Between June 13th and 14th, 2020, Victor Tappet turned Pittsburgh into his own real-life version of Grand Theft Auto. The 28-year-old was out on bail for manslaughter charges in Fresno, California, but instead of attending his court date, he skipped town and returned to his hometown of Pittsburgh. On the night of the 13th, police caught up with Tappet mid-carjacking. He fought off the driver, shrugged off a police taser like it was nothing, and sped off into the night.
East on, right eye opposite.
Fast forward to the next day, when officers responded to a report of a stolen white pickup truck in Pittsburgh. It didn't take long for their helicopter to spot Tappet lounging by the roadside. As soon as he saw the chopper, Tappet bolted, crashing into an officer and kicking off one of the wildest chases Pittsburgh had ever seen.
He's running towards the freeway.
Head on into TCTC, head on into Lafayette unit, Bovell towards the freeway.
Yeah, we need units on 24. He jumped on the 24. He's running across 24. We're in all green. Just got hit by a car. Need units on 24.
On 24, got hit by a car. We're in Copy code 3 medic. Lafayette unit.
Attempting to carjack a white sedan.
Attempting to carjack a white sedan.
Every unit on 24. He's running up to every car we can.
All units to 24. Where was the head-on with the Lafayette car?
Medical for the Lafayette car. He's forcing entry right now into a car.
Forcing entry into a...
The car's driving off with him hanging off the car. He's entering the tunnel. Left bore of the tunnel. Or right bore of the tunnel.
Copy 215 vehicle, right bore. What's the description on that car?
The four-door white Toyota Highlander. He's in the car. 215 it. He's in the tunnel now.
For a moment, police lost sight of him as he zipped through a tunnel, but they resumed the pursuit as soon as he emerged. The helicopter kept watch from above while ground officers and K-9 units closed in. After a chaotic chase that saw Tappet carjacking multiple people, surviving a 20-foot fall, getting hit by a truck, and crashing his stolen car into several police vehicles, it all finally ended with his arrest in the woods. As if facing manslaughter charges weren't enough, Tappet added 15 new felony charges from his 2-day crime spree. Wondering how he got into that white SUV? Turns out, the originally stolen white pickup belonged to his own father. Tappet even took the green construction vest he's seen wearing in the helicopter footage from that truck. The SUV driver thought he was helping a construction worker in need. Safe to say, he might have trust issues from now on. Don't even think about trying to outrun the Arkansas State Police. No matter how fast you're going, they'll pit maneuver you clear into the next county if necessary. The driver of this Chevy Trailblazer learned that the hard way. With a firm hand and expert timing, Trooper Carpenter executed a pit maneuver at 88 miles per hour, spinning the suspect's vehicle out of control. He turned around, fully aware the scene wouldn't be pretty. As expected, the driver was shaken up, but luckily didn't sustain any life-threatening injuries. He was treated at a nearby hospital before facing consequences. According to police, he had an outstanding misdemeanor warrant, and his reckless joyride earned him additional charges for fleeing, criminal mischief, aggravated assault, and reckless driving. If you're thinking of fleeing from the Florida Highway Patrol, a giant white box truck might not be the best choice. But 33-year-old Brandon Baker missed that memo. On August 23, 2022, he started his day with a carjacking. Whether the white truck was his first choice or just plan B after things went south, we may never know. What we do know is that soon about a dozen Florida Highway Patrol cars were tailing this clunky, slow-moving truck as it weaved through Alachua County, pulling stunts that left everyone guessing what would happen next.
100 block. Reserve and Canapa. Back in the right lane of travel. I'm a celebration boy. Anybody have any ideas on business? Can we set a two-wheel drive or a two-wheel rear vehicle? What kind of vehicle is it again? We're coming out of Canapa. I'm sorry. Celebration point. Not hard to do. Definitely dangerous. You can get this vehicle off the road. Corey, where you at now? R393. 75 Jeff trying to get the 6 out in front of Master Coast. He's not that far. I can update, please. We're eastbound. We're past the Burger King eastbound.
Y'all, what I'll call for BSO, eastbound. 1,000 block eastbound speeds are about 60 mile an hour.
Okay, so units 2300 Archer.
Northbound into the new Butler Plaza. Northbound 37 Boulevard.
Okay, video box and then that's the perfect opportunity in that plaza.
Hey, pull him into the Best Buy. Alright, he's running through the Best Buy Plaza.
Bring up my vehicle also.
Alright, we're back on Archer Road. I am now the lead vehicle. Oh, signal 4 into a ASO K9, still eastbound, please. Hey, you good?
You can get back to the island. I'm going to take a look for that car.
Alright, we are mile an hour.
Do you have any lag at ASO yet?
Yep, to a pit.
Signal 4 and wrong lane of traffic. Piccadilly, wrong lane of travel past Piccadilly. Continuing on. Alright, we're still continuing northbound, passing the Metro Diner. Okay, so third part of attempted bid. We are going through the Metro Diner Plaza. And then on 34, keep her off. Everybody hold the traffic for a second so we can call it. We're through the parking lot. We're about to come out of 34th Street. Attempted bid again, coming back out on the 34th Street. Going back southbound on 34th.
After a chase packed with questionable moves, Brandon was finally brought down and taken to a nearby emergency room for minor injuries. But there was no break for him. He was promptly arrested and hit with 16 charges, including aggravated battery, grand theft, and hit and run. Reports also stated that Brandon tore up the floorboard and damaged wires connected to the truck's camera system. When officers asked him why, he simply replied, "I have problems." Safe to say, those problems were nothing compared to the pile of charges and potential jail time he now faced. In a high-speed police chase, officers often have no clue who's behind the wheel, but sometimes they know exactly who they're dealing with and just how dangerous that person can be. Enter Rodney Marshall from Lawrence, Kansas. On July 31st, 2022, Rodney was linked to the tragic deaths of two men found on a snitch list inside his home. Not satisfied with the chaos he'd already caused, he kidnapped his girlfriend and led police on a dangerous chase through Douglas County. Dashcam footage captured Rodney's utter disregard for life as he fired at officers while speeding through neighborhoods. At one point, one of Rodney's shots disabled a police cruiser, forcing the lead officer out of the pursuit. Meanwhile, another cruiser caught up but kept a safe distance, fully aware of Rodney's threat. The plan was to deploy a spike strip before anyone else was hurt, and it worked. Rodney slowed and stopped the car, setting up a tense standoff with the entire Lawrence police force.
Face away! Step out! Keep coming!
In the end, Rodney was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree homicide and 6 counts of attempted first-degree homicide. Reports stated that he was acting erratically and going through withdrawals at the time of the shooting. His girlfriend revealed that he subscribed to some wild conspiracy theories, even believing that aliens were out to get him. Oh, and let's not forget the bizarre detail that made this story even stranger. He was wearing a Ninja Turtle costume during the event. Talk about a wild twist. On December 26, 2021, a routine patrol turned chaotic for a highway patrol officer in Escambia County, Florida, as he was cruising along a black Jeep Grand Cherokee zipped by in the opposite lane. Inside the Jeep was 18-year-old Tracheas Davis, who decided it was time to hit the gas and make a break for it. Tracheas eventually ducked into a neighborhood, still ignoring stop signs, and getting onto the wrong side of the road. But despite his reckless driving, he couldn't shake the officer who stayed right on his tail preparing for a textbook pit maneuver. As Tracheas sped on, he narrowly avoided the pit maneuver, putting him at a crossroads, crash head-on into another officer, or take his Jeep off-road. After surviving one pit maneuver, Trax knew he wouldn't be so lucky the second time around. He had an active warrant out of Olaloa County for fleeing and eluding police. When officers searched the Jeep, they found a stash of narcotics and several $1,000s in cash. In the end, Trax faced charges for reckless driving, fleeing, and possession of narcotics with intent to sell. October 23, 2023, Little Rock, Arkansas. A perfect day to highlight just how invaluable OnStar's theft protection can be. Local officers had just received a report about a stolen GMC Canyon heading south on I-30. With OnStar's help, they quickly tracked the truck to a gas station just off the highway. As the stolen vehicle pulled into the station, the suspect noticed the flashing lights and thought they had a chance to make a run for it. Little did they know, OnStar was already one step ahead. While the lead officer stayed on the truck, another dynamic duo went after the man on foot.
You can go through it? Yep. Show me your hands! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Get on your knees! Get on your...
The unnamed suspect tried to play it cool, claiming he was just looking for a ride. But why lie before a pat-down? Suspicion was high, and as officers searched the Jeep, they found more than just a stolen vehicle. Inside the man's bag, they discovered a gun, ammunition, and narcotics. Definitely not the kind of items you'd want to be carrying around.
Just pull everything out of the pocket. You got it?
Meanwhile, back at the stolen truck, OnStar kicked into high gear, remotely shutting off the engine. Unfortunately for the suspect, he didn't put the Jeep in park, leaving the door ajar and his escape plans in shamblers.
Let me see your hands. Put your hands up right now. You better put your hands up right now. Did you hear what I said? I don't think you can hear me and understand me. You better put your hands up right now. Put your hands up. The car's dead. I disabled it. I disabled it. Put your hands up. Watch out. What did I just tell you?
Get your hands out of Don't drop it. Look at shot it.
That car's not going to go nowhere very far.
The suspect didn't make it far, with his phone taking priority over his freedom. He ended up facing charges for grand theft auto, possession, fleeing, and resisting arrest. Thanks to OnStar, what began as a high-speed chase wrapped up with swift justice. Fun fact, while the suspect was focused on evading the police, OnStar quietly made sure his joyride didn't turn into a long-term escape. Okay guys, wrapping up this crazy police pursuit and chase compilation. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit like, share this video, and subscribe to Mindbenders. Stay tuned for more jaw-dropping mysteries, crazy police pursuits, and recent crime stories that will keep you on the edge. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.